Shalom Aleichem, everyone. I wanted to just share an introduction. We'll be sending out Divrei Torah on the Haggadah in advance of Chag Pesach, Abo Aleinu L'Tova. So I just wanted to share kind of an overarching idea. We live in difficult times. We all know the messages of the Haggadah are always relevant. They're always relevant, but perhaps this year more than other. V'isha Amda, that every generation we have enemies that want to destroy us. I just came back from Poland. And we have to understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzilenu miyadam, that there's a process. Geula is a process. It goes kima, stage by stage. There are ups, there are downs. And sometimes we experience tremendous downs where the world seems to be against us for totally illogical reasons. It highlights the core and fundamental messages that we find at the Haggadah. So I just want to share one idea that I think is a theme that you see throughout the Haggadah, and that is, we know, the Gemara tells us, the Mishnah tells us that matchilin bignus misayim b'shvach, is that we have to start, the Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim has to start with the Avdus. It has to start, to get the whole story, you have to see the dark times, and then be able to see the times of light, that when the eclipse is over, then we can go ahead and see that, yes, the sun was always there, it was concealed. But we have to be matchil bignus, and the whole entire Seder is that the first Seder Avodim Hayinu, the first part of the Seder Avodim Hayinu. But I want to focus on the food items. We have so many food items that we use throughout the Seder to create an atmosphere. Matzah, of course, this is called Chag HaMatzos, and the message of matzah, I think, is this duality. Is on the one hand, the matzah is lechem only. It's poor man's bread. It represents the avdus. On the other hand, it is also the lechem of cheres, that bechipazon, we ran out. We didn't have enough time to let the matzah rise. So it has this duality. Wine is certainly a beverage of cheres. It's a beverage of cheres, but many have the minhag of using red wine to represent the dam, the suffering of the Jewish people, that sense of duality. The charoses, which is very prominent at our Seder. So the Gemara tells us that the way to make the charoses, the image of the charoses, it looks like mortar. It looks like the bricks. It represents the abdus. But of course, the charoses is very sweet. The Gemara tells us it was zecher l'tapuach. There was an apple tree that the women were with their husbands to go ahead and build the future of Bnei Yisrael. They didn't give up hope. They saw within the darkness there would be light. The eclipse would come to an end. Perhaps the only exception to this rule is the Maror, but even Maror is not an exception. First, Maror, of course, represents the Avdus, no doubt, 100%. However, Amar tells us that we use chasa for Maror. Chasa means lettuce, but the word chasa in Hebrew and Aramaic means mercy. That even in the times of Merirus, Hashem has chas on Bnei Yisrael, has mercy for his people. And perhaps even today, Bizman Hazeh, Maror is only d'Rabbanan, because you can't, if it's just Maror, so that wouldn't work. Maror on a Doraisa level demands Korban Pesach, because you eat it all together, the matzah, the Maror, and the Korban Pesach, because within that entire sandwich, that entire package, we have these multiple themes. We have the theme of Merirus, the Avdus, and we have the theme of the Cheres, the Korban Pesach, which was our ticket out of Mitzrayim. So you see throughout the Seder, everything in the Seder has this duality. And as we live in these very challenging times for Klal Yisrael, with hostages, with soldiers going to battle, and Rahman al-Islam, not every soldier comes home. Terrible times, and the world irrationally is against us. So we have to understand that these are dark times. And matchilin bignus, but our Amunah tells us, and our history tells us, that we will emerge. This darkness will ultimately lead to a tremendous sense of light. And we daven to Hashem on this Pesach, that just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu was matzilenu miyadam in prior generations, so too, by Yamim Haim, Bizman Hazeh, the same will happen in our days as well. Wishing everyone a beautiful Yontif and a Chag Kosher v'Sameach.